Jacopo Martinez then start this one on the front row. Stepan Antonov and Mateusz Orjuela go from row 2. Remember, Orjuela in his last race DNF'd. Hopefully he gets a better result this time around. Salim Hanna with his best result of 4th place starts on the 3rd row, with Scott Lindblom, whose best result is a 3rd. They go from the 3rd row of the grid. Kirill Dintiev and Jensen Burnett go from row 4 from Travis Teo and Alexander Bondarev, who is fighting for that championship. He needs to get more good results in this one. He starts 10th place on the 5th row of the grid. Your Pocola and Zhang Jose starts this one on the 6th row with Louis Castellini and Roman Kamyab on row 7.
Row number 8 on to the start finish straight once again. Let's try that.
We shall indeed. Into the tram lines. This is looking better. Lights go out. Revs raise. Here they go. Down and towards turn 1. Good start from Kostoya. Again, holding that inside line. One of the Koskis going wide onto the grass on the start-finish line at the back of the grid. Gets back on. All is well. Down the inside, I think, goes Orjuela and Salim Hanna, who gets that move done as well. Moves up into P4. But the rest of the grid looks like it was a good start from the entire grid. No yellow flags have come out so far. And as they make their way down the back straight in towards turn number 8, all seems to be well changed there for 3rd place. Nice dive down the inside from Salim Hanna, moving up into P3 now. No, it's not Salim Hanna. That is actually one of the Cut Republics. I think that is Jacopo Martinez, who's recovering back now into 3rd place, getting past Salim Hanna.
Yeah, beautifully made by Jacopo Martinez. Something he didn't expect to be doing at the end of lap 1, having started from 2nd on the grid. And in the meantime, I saw that from the corner of my eye, but Sascha van Padbosch was actually on a false rhythm coming across, and something going wrong with his energy coursing machine. That means early retirement for the Dutchman.
Tyre squealing coming out and warning flags coming out as well. The 460 receiving one of those warning flags. That is Zhang Jose receiving that one, so he'll have to be careful in the second half of the race. One car just off the corner of our commentary box window has gone off the track. As down the inside, another change here as Martinez and Salim Hanna go down the inside of Stepan Antonov. Antonov going down. One of the Falcons getting kicked off into the middle of the circuit there. Who was that? I believe that was the LA Motorsport of Travis Teo potentially going off the track, but looks like he's back on and no harm, no foul. But changes here now as Kostoya leads, and look at the advantage he's got now because Salim Hanna has moved up into 2nd place.
Yeah, that's the ideal style of a race for Christian Kostoya. And as a result, he puts himself in 2nd place overall in the classification behind Martinez. And that's down in P4. Martinez not in the ideal position. Look at him being pressured actually by Kirill Dintiev and Mateusz Orjuela behind. From P4, Martinez is observing what's happening in front of him with Salim Hanna in 2nd place. Stepan Antonov, and watch out, Martinez is about to drop another place. Let's try to avoid any wheel banging, and he keeps himself in front. But it was for a very close call at the end of the curb. I thought for a second that Martinez was going to put 2 wheels on the grass, and the door is open, and that's mayhem for Martinez, and now he puts 2 wheels on the grass, unfortunately being squeezed on the outside of the track, and 1, 2, 3, up to 4 drivers actually made their way past the poor Martinez on this one. Dintiev, Orjuela, Lindblom, Bondarev all making their way past, as I think that Pohola behind was the next one actually who got ahead of Martinez. So certainly a very false rhythm, lost momentum, I'm afraid, for the Italian driver. He's going to have to focus himself back if he wants to save that race a little bit.
Yeah, indeed. Certainly a very shaky start. But again, that happens at the early stages of this race. If the grids are so close, that can happen. Scott Lindblom looking down the inside there of Mateusz Orjuela. That move not coming through fruition. Stays behind. Salim Hanna right on that rear bumper now of Christian Kostoya. That's getting a little bit interesting now as Kostoya is going slightly defensive now through the infield section, checking over the shoulder. Can see that Salim Hanna is there and Stepan Antonov right close in behind. That gap disappeared. So Kostoya under pressure here. That car not as quick as he'd hoped in this latter stage of the weekend, and is under pressure now from the 2 drivers behind. Remember, keep an eye on Kirill Dintiev, Mateusz Orjuela, Scott Lindblom and Alexander Bondarev. Remember, Bondarev is in a championship fight here this weekend. Remember, a European title is up for grabs for all the drivers in the categories. And keep a close eye here because it's starting to kick off in the background, as well as I think that was Martinez now trying to make moves back up the order there. You can see him just in the background slotting into position as Bernardo Gentil now with the fastest lap of the race in the CRG. A little further down the order. Oh, very close there from Salim Hanna trying to get the move done, and now through goes Stepan Antonov and takes full advantage of that mistake.
Yeah, it would have been a fantastic overtaking, but this time around actually got overtaken after a little bit of a mistake, sliding a little bit into the braking zone. That went the way of Stepan Antonov, now up into P2. And it goes away as well of Christian Costoia, taking advantage of the battle just after him. 3 tenths, almost 4 in front of Antonov and Hanna. Those two need to start working together, trying to stop the battle, to focus themselves on the common prey. Otherwise, Christian Costoia is going to be able to extend his lead. Further back here, Ditsiev in 4th place, being chased by Scott Lindblom. Let's keep a good watch as well on the battle for P4. With Bondarev, Orjuela, Martinez very close on tenths of a second, 4 of them in the same picture. As if Costoia stays where he is, he will be taking the provisional lead with a couple of qualifying heat remaining in the junior class, so still very much provisional. Gonna have to wait for Dries van Langendoorn results in the race coming up, but that's certainly good operation for Costoia, and he keeps on battling as the Falcon driver further back is trying to make his bid. Beautiful racing from Travis Theo, who lost a bit of momentum compared to the early stages of the race, but he's trying to recover as the battle for the lead is raging and taking another turn. Antonov was trying to make his bid on the inside. Costoia was fighting back, but that's the first sign of Costoia not as comfortable as we thought he would be.
No, exactly. That car not looking as quick as he wanted to be at this point of the weekend, and now he is still under pressure here from the two behind us. Salim Hanna dives it down the inside of Stepan Antonov, and that just releases Costoia again, gives him that breath of hope that he might get that cut to the end of this race, because right now it looks like it's struggling just that little bit on pace for Costoia. Salim Hanna now closing in, but that's allowed now everyone to close in. Lindblom, Bondarev, Grilditiev, Mateusz Orjuela. Bondarev's actually got up into 5th place now. Bondarev's in a good spot here. He could have a good advantage of gaining several more positions. Remember, he needs these good results to try and help his championship lead here. He is in a title fight with Thibaut Ramikas, and at the moment in the intermediate classifications, Bondarev would be okay. He'd be 3rd in the intermediate classifications from Thibaut Ramikas, but remember, both of them have got more races coming up today. There's yet to be decided who is going to come away with the more championship points. Remember, it's very close in the championship standings between the two of them. It is going to go down to the wire here, and off the track there, it's a CRG, and who has not come through the Sector 3 timing beam. And I think that's Bernardo Gentil, who's gone off the track, the wild card.
And I think there might have been a contact with one of the DPK drivers actually at the back end, or was it on his own? We'll need to watch that again if possible. But I've seen one of the DPKs going very slowly in the same part of the track, but that's early retirement for Bernardo Gentil, the Brazilian, unfortunately. Let's focus back on the battle for the lead.
Roman Kamyab has gone off the track as well. That was a lap before, I think, but the Ricky Flynn Motorsport driver also out of the race at the same corner, so may have been involved, may not have been. Green flags back out then to clear the track and allow the drivers to go racing. Look at this scrap now for the race lead. This is getting interesting. Lindblom going fully defensive there, going in towards turn number 1. He has lost out to Alexander Bondarev, who's got up into P4. Now it is on the charge down the inside there. Oscar Lindblom goes Grilditiev. Ditiev gets the move, but Orjuela cannot get the move now. Jensen Burnett has started to close in on this fray, but keep an eye on the top 4 because it's got very, very close. Costoia has tried his level best to hold on to this race lead, and he has done just that as he goes slight defensive in towards turn number 8. Salim Hanna is going to try anything he can to try and get this move done, but I don't think it's going to be enough, as everyone just tries to find that piece of track in this last stages here. Holding that tight inside line from Costoia, perfectly defended. There is only one opportunity to get it done through the final corner here, and no one is close enough. It could be a run to line, but Christian Costoia will take his first qualifying heat win of the weekend, and well deserved that win is from Salim Hanna, who comes down the inside now after the checker flag, so that means absolutely nothing, but still, congratulations to him from Stepan Antonov. Bondarev coming away with a 4th place finish, a solid result for him. He will be delighted with that one, as well as he helps his championship fight out, and now pushes himself up 3rd in the intermediate classifications, 206 intermediate classification points. Costoia leads the intermediate classifications, 216 from Jacopo Martinez, from Bondarev, Stepan Antonov, Dries van Langendoorn though with 188 from Thibaut Ramicker's 185. They sit 5th and 6th. We will see them out later on today. The points are not over yet. But your man here, Christian Costoya for the Parallel Motorsport team, coming across the line, takes the race win and leads the intermediate classifications going in to the final part of the day here at Cremona. And certainly a solid result for himself. Started it on pole position and held that position all the way through retirements. Big shame for them. Let's have a look at the highlights from that one. That was the false start, I believe. I think that was the false start from the drivers at the back of the grid. I think the front of the grid kept on going. So it was a good start from the inside line. There, the breakdown, the horrible moment for Sacha Van Bad Bosch, just kicking the cart there and just thinking, this is broken. Yet back into the pit lane, getting it onto the weighbridge. His race over before it started. That was the moment Travis Teo took to the grass there to try and send it down the inside. His race would end in tears a little bit later on as he tumbled all the way down to P15 at the end of that one. Then Stepan Antonov making the moves, trying to get up into P2. Did successfully get up into P2, battling away with Salim Hanaf for the majority of the race. Those two would finish second and third. Salim Hanaf finishing second in the race. The race is kicking off further back in the grid as well as Jacopo Martinez tried his level best to try and fight back. That was the moment that Stepan Antonov got back into second place. Salim would take it back a few laps later in exactly the same spot as, again, Martinez sending it down the inside. This brought everyone back into the battle. Everyone trying to find that piece of tarmac and it ending in tears there for the Charles Leclerc driver who just dropped down a couple of positions. Louis Castellini there. Not what he wanted to see. There was the overtake from Salim Hanaf. And Stepan Antonov moving it back up into second place. The retirement for Bernardo Gentil into the barriers there. The same place as Roman Kamiab. Not sure if those two were in the same incident or separate. But again, the race continued as Scott Lindblom battled away with Kirill DTF. DTF able to get the move, but Mateus Orjuela not able to get alongside. But your man here, Christian Costoya, would hold off the field and would take his first qualifying heat win of the weekend as the drivers make their way